of Dominican abroad. They're taking a tremendous interest, in terms of partnering and helping with technology, coding. And we are so grateful that they have been partnering with us, for the last year and a half. And we will see them and you will meet them in a panel that we are having. But the Vice Minister of Index, who was supposed to travel and be with us here, this afternoon, because of the hurricane in the Dominican Republic, was not able to make it. But he has sent a tremendous message because there's an interest to empower our youth, empower our community, empower you to be the future leaders in terms of jobs, in terms of education. And that's what we're all about. Here we're empowering our community. And I'll talk to you a little bit later about some of the things that we do, because with a group like this, in part of the work that we do, I think the power is here. So, Ronnie, can you please put the video that has been sent to us, on greetings from the Vice Minister of the Dominican abroad, Mr. Carlos de la Mota. So,
Mr. Manny Matos, President of the Dominican DUSA, and all of his team. Our team Index in New York, distinguished special guests, gamers and programs of New York City, Dominicans-American. I greet you on behalf of the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Dominican Republic and the Index. We are pleased to support this play and co-meeting with young Dominicans-Americans who have graduated from the DUSA Code program, members of the Gamers QLEAGUE, Quisqueya League, and other guests. This activity is part of the agenda of the Foreign Minister, the Vice Minister, and the Index for the promotion and innovation, the development of projects focused on jobs and talents of the future, the export of the modern servants from the Dominican Republic, and the linking of the diaspora to co-development. We are sorry.
But you have a friend that's Dominican. No, okay, all right. Just curious, where are you guys from? Where are you from? Puerto Rican? Oh, yeah, just throw it out. Colombia. Nigerian, nice. Puerto Rican. Anybody else? We got another Puerto Rican over there. Where you? Where? Puerto Rico? Honduras. Qué bien. All right. So we have this thing called FODMOB, which is Friends of Dominicans. So this event is for you as much as it is for everyone else. So we welcome you here, and you should feel part of this. I'm going to step on Rudy's toes a little. Yeah, I'm going to step on Rudy's toes a little bit because I would have had you guys still playing games, right? And just do it while we talk because you guys didn't come here to hear us talk. But I'm kind of glad you did it because you guys think you're hearing some old dude give a speech. But I'm here to tell you that this is an extraordinary gathering. And I'm going to tell you why it's extraordinary. We have in there a place called, you'll see a co-sponsor of this event is INDEX. The translation would be the Institute for Dominicans Abroad, el Instituto de Dominicanos en el Exterior. And they are part of the Dominican Republic's foreign ministry. Why is the Dominican government interested in a gaming event? Why is DUSA interested in a gaming event? Well, like many of you, by the way, how many people of Dominican origin were born here in the United States? All right. How many were born in the Dominican Republic? All right, so we have quite a few. So I am of Dominican descent, and I was born and raised here. I represent the generation, I'm older than all of you. Maybe. But I represent.
You're right here.
Right. No, Eddie's my son. So I represent that first wave of Dominicans born in the United States after the fall of a longtime dictatorship. Trujillo, many of you may have heard of him or are related to him. But so when my parents immigrated here, people of my age who were born here in the 1960s were the first population that was born here in significant numbers. And then some of your parents came later. Some of you were born there. But and then my children, of course, were born here. But as we integrate ourselves into this country, a weird thing starts to happen, right? We begin to lose the language, right? So some of you here today of Dominican origin may not speak Spanish, or you may not speak Spanish that well, right? My kids would probably be a little bit worse. And then my children's children would probably lose contacts, significant contacts with the Dominican Republic. So the Dominican Republic partnering with DUSA to be here is an effort to reach out to those new generations of Dominican-Americans and even friends of Dominicans, and to try and establish contact with you, not by giving you stuff or forcing you to listen to speeches, but by allowing us to enter your world, the world of gaming, right? So you probably have a lot of parents who really are tough on you about gaming, but the world is changing and you are changing it, right? Gaming is becoming very important. People are beginning to see it in different parts of their lives. The gaming ecosystem, where even if you're not, you may play games or you may code or you may be involved in some other technical aspects of, or I should say technology aspects that are part of the gaming ecosystem. And what we try to do is to create environments where you can enjoy your world, which is, and then allow us, the old people, to come in and offer you something of value. What is that thing of value? Well, in some cases, who would be interested in going to the Olympics to play, let's say, Street Fighter? Like, seriously. To play as an Olympian in Street Fighter. All right, that sounds a little bit crazy to you? That sounds like a far-off dream? Check this out. Gaming is on the table at the International Olympic Committee under consideration as an Olympic sport. So in order for you to participate, let's say once it's approved, it will be approved, it's just a matter of time. For you to go to the Olympics, you will either have to play for the United States if you're an American citizen, or If you become a dual citizen, you all qualify here, except maybe for FOD Mob, but that's the Friends of Dominicans, but we can talk to some people here and see what we could do about that. But you qualify for dual citizenship even if you were born here. So if your parent was born in the Dominican Republic, you can become a Dominican citizen. And you can get your Dominican passport and your national ID, known as a cédula, and you can become an American citizen. You can enroll in the La Federación de Deportes Electrónicos. That's the Federation of Electronic Sports in the Dominican Republic, the federation which is responsible for fielding the team that would go to the Olympics. Now, you're going to have your internal competitions that say you do your thing, but at the end of the day, once you qualify, you wear that Dominican flag on your chest. You represent the Dominican Republic in the Olympics. That is a real pathway for people born here. Now, I am not just talking theoretical stuff about people who are born here. I am literally living through this. My son may compete in the Olympics in another sport for the Dominican Republic. Now, he's traveled to Tunisia in Africa. He's been to Brazil, competed in Central America, Canada, and other places wearing the Dominican flag. He barely spoke Spanish. Now he speaks Spanish really, really well. But it was an opportunity that he would have never dreamed about, playing basketball, you know, in the Bronx, in Uptown Manhattan. He got noticed in volleyball, ended up playing there. But what's the point? My point is that he's now second, third generation Dominican-American, and he actually stands up for the Dominican anthem and gets to wear that flag on his chest. And you can do that too as electronic, game participants. That's just for the gamers. I'm not even talking to you about educational and job opportunities that you might have in the Dominican Republic related to the gaming ecosystem. But those opportunities are here. They are real. Index being present here today is so much more significant than you can imagine. But it's people watching you and saying, listen, you know, it's not a bunch of old people wanting to give you speeches. You've created a world. Allow us to give you this little bubble where you can come in and participate, do your thing. Next time, I promise, Rudy, you can continue playing your games. Whoever doesn't want to listen, you may pass up on an opportunity to play in the Olympics, right? I'm sure that piqued your interest a little bit, right? By the way, how many people of Dominican background here have never been to the Dominican Republic? This is Dominicans who have never been to the Dominican Republic. I promise you, you stay involved in DUSA activities, especially anything that we do with Index, and the opportunity to go there as you pursue things that are interesting for you, not for me, but for you. You say, hey, what can we do here? We'll get you there. We're gonna help you to do that. What we want from you in return is tell us how to make this better. Tell us what you want to see, right? We're going to have all the giveaways and the prizes and tournaments and things like that. Will be fun. Index and the Dominican consulate will help you with your dual citizenship. We have representatives here. He was saying, hey, listen, if we have a competition, top 5 people, we're going to cover their costs to become dual citizens. Like it's that type of attention and interest that we have. But what we need from you is leadership. Like leadership in terms of how do we make this better? How do we make this stronger? How do you take ownership of this and make it into something bigger? Bring your own teams, right? Find as many Dominicans as you can, but we understand that you don't hang with just Dominicans. You have other friends. You have Nigerian friends, Honduran friends, Colombian friends, Puerto Rican friends. Bring them with you, right? Create this environment. Reach out to Ronnie and Eliana. And, the guy you just heard speak, Eddie, just came out in the news this week, is one of the most influential Hispanics in New York. Like, with the significance of that is that he talks to a governor, a mayor and stuff, and we'll be able to get the spaces for you, but take the leadership, get out there, and we're going to follow you. So you're going to lead the way, right? If we do something that's a little bit too corny, say this is too corny, let's make it a little bit better. And let's create a space that's for you, not dictated by us, but dictated by you. Tell us the things you need to see. And in return, we're going to build your world, right? We're going to build your world. We're going to build it with you. I know you people, a lot of you get a hard time from your parents. Like, what are you doing wasting your time playing games? I know it's not a waste of time. The world is changing. A lot of older people cannot see that. They still do not understand the things that come second nature to you. But I feel you. I know what you guys are doing. I sense it. I see it in your music. I see it in your games. I see it in your things. Now, team up with the resources that can help you to build the world that we know is coming. You guys are going to do that. So work with us. I'm so happy that you're here. Enjoy this. Make this better. Make contacts with people. If some of the DUSA people can DUSA people raise their hands here. We got DUSA people, DUSA. Eliana is around here somewhere. Where's Eliana? Eliana and Eddie. Like throughout the day while you guys are playing and stuff, introduce yourselves to everyone from DUSA. Stay in the network. And let's just don't change anything about yourself. Don't change the way you dress to come here. Don't fix your hair any differently. Don't do anything different. Just do more of what makes the world that you're making beautiful. And thanks for letting us be a part of it. Thank you.
I think we're ready to see the video, quick video. Ronnie, we ready to go?
To tell you that the person who's coming up is the Vice Minister of External Relations for the Dominican Republic. He's also a member of the diaspora because for like 25, 30 years, he lived in Mexico. Now, how many people's parents here still watching novelas? Novelas? Yeah. This guy is the Michael Jordan of novelas in Mexico. So he's really famous. The novela thing is one of the equivalent of their Oscar. But he's so cool. He's so down to earth. He was going to be here today. And I promise you, if he was here, he was going to be completely relatable. But he's going to come across like a government guy now. I promise you, he's a really cool guy. Just listen to what he has to say.
Oh, no, that's fine. We're going right to the.
I hope he did it.
Yes, I think at the beginning I mentioned, in terms of, our partnership with Index, there is some flyer in the back, as you leave. But I think by the time we put on the video, maybe Shady, please, John. I'm going to have a representative, John, say a few words, in terms of, our partnership, the work that they do, which will be very, very important.
Thank you, Eddie. Let's go, Shady here. Come on, Shady. And Cesar, they're part of the team, Index team. My name is John Sanchez. I came to the United States when I was 16. I'm 47 already. So it's been a long time. I went to school here. I'm an architect. I went to school here, graduate here. And now we're representing the Dominican government, the Index. We are an organization that we try to empower Dominicans abroad to become more successful in their education, economical, and the most important thing, we try to keep the Dominican identity alive. We encourage you guys, those of you who were born outside the Dominican Republic, to maintain your identity by becoming Dominican citizen. I saw some hands that when Manny asked who never been in the Dominican Republic, and I saw a few hands. Tell you what, I had two daughters. They were born here. They already had their Dominican birth certificate because they became Dominican citizens. In July, we went to Dominican Republic to celebrate my youngest daughter 15th birthday. And you know what she told me? Papi, do we have to go back? Can I stay here? She didn't want to come back here when she went there. So those of you who never been there, when you go there, you're going to experience the same thing. You're not going to come back here. But we want you to come back. Because the Dominican living abroad send to the Dominican Republic 10,000 million dollars. And that money goes directly to the Dominican economy. So that's why we're trying to encourage Dominican to go to school, to have better jobs, to be better economically, because they send money to the Dominican Republic, to their parents, to their cousin, to their brother, to their family there, and that will help the economy of the Dominican Republic. And that's why we are here to encourage you to stay in college, have a good education, open your business, uh, have your career, and have a good job. So we, um, we're gonna continue doing this, and I was telling Manny that, it just come to me. Well, okay, why don't we do a competition? And those of you, the top five that win, gonna get, we sponsor you to become Dominican citizen. We do all the paperwork. We pay the fee that need to be paid in order for you to become Dominican. Um, and that's what we're doing here. And that's what Carlos de la Mota is doing. Carlos is also an architect. He lived here in New York for many years. So he know the culture. He know what it's like to be Dominican living in the United States. Um, you now have an organization that's going to be your friends. If anything that you need that we can help you out, we do alliances with many organizations, because that's how we do the work. That's how we are out there in the community, and trying to get our people to be better people and successful people. um, Shadi is going to say something in Spanish. I mean, I know probably most of you understand Spanish. We encourage you to look at the flyer that we have. We're gonna have to do the flyer in English because it's in Spanish, but we promise you we're gonna have it in English for those of you who don't understand Spanish. But if you have any question, we're here to answer. Shady.
Bueno, creo que Manny y John ya han dicho todo lo que necesitamos saber. Es nuestro segundo año apoyando este encuentro. Nos encanta la vibra, nos encanta estar con jóvenes y nos encanta ver lo que está pasando en un mundo que todos los días está avanzando. Dejarle la motivación de que continúen haciendo esto, que continúen aprovechando las herramientas que le ponemos en las manos a través de DUSA, a través de este lugar que nos acoge por segundo año. Y como dijo John, el INDEX está aquí para apoyarlos y República Dominicana los espera. Gracias.
I'm gonna mention one more thing. Manny was mentioning something about how you can represent the Dominican Republic. I'm gonna give you an example. You know who knows Felix Sanchez? Felix Sanchez is a runner. He was born in America, in the United States, and he became Dominican citizen, and he represented Dominican in the Olympic few times, many times, and he won gold medals, representing the Dominican Republic. So that's an opportunity you have. And it gives you more opportunity because if I'm only American, I have the opportunity to represent only the United States. But if you were born here, you can represent the United States, but you have another door open to represent the Dominican Republic in many competitions. So that's an advantage that those of us who had the dual citizenship have, and you can take advantage of that. And you you can stay doing the gaming, and at some time, some point, someday you will be representing the Dominican Republic, and you're gonna be winning a medal, any competition that you go to represent the country. So we encourage you to do that because it's opportunity to invest there, to you're gonna have your passport, and most importantly, you're gonna be representing the Dominican Republic. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Ronnie, quickly.
Mr. Manny Matos, President of the Dominican USA, and all of his team. Our team index in New York, distinguished special guests, gamers and programs of New York City, Dominicans-American. I greet you on behalf of the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Dominican Republic and the Index. We are pleased to support this play and co-meeting with young Dominicans-Americans who have graduated from the DUSA Code program, members of the Gamers QLEAGUE, Quisqueya League, and other guests. This activity is part of the agenda of the Foreign Minister, the Vice Minister, and the Index for the promotion and innovation, the development of projects focused on jobs and talents of the future, the export of the modern servants from the Dominican Republic, and the linking of the diaspora to co-development. We are sorry that we are not present with all of you on the Dream Yard, but the storm of Fiona prevent us to travel. We hope this meeting, Play It in Code, allows you to learn, to have fun, and to connect to other Dominicans. Thank you very much for being here today. Y a todos los dominicanos en Nueva York, reciban un caluroso y afectuoso saludo. Sepan que donde quiera que haya un corazón dominicano, ahí estará la mano amiga del Index para estar cerca de ustedes.
Thank you. Thank you again, for this partnership. I think this is great. We really love the message. And as you heard, we got hit by a hurricane in the Dominican Republic as well as Puerto Rico. So it's been a little bit difficult in terms of traveling. And now we're going to go with a very quick panel. Ronnie, going to start the panel. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So you could get back to gaming then, while Ronnie gets together, and then we could, really get into the panel on coding.
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah. Also very important. Very important. There's some food. So why don't we get some food first? Maybe we could start a little organized, and start the game as you move along. We have pastelitos, keepers, pizza, water, chips. Everything. They were cooked by Eliana, so make sure you give her, Eliana made the pastelitos, okay? Yes.
Yes, if then tiene la lista, I'm going to talk to her. I just need to know the name of the person who invited her and both of them. Okay? Todo el mundo debería de sign in, and then I'm going to make a separate list for you and your guests.